Galaga, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, and Tapper. They've played them all, and now they want to drink them all. Brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six-Pack Store. It's another edition of Brewsday Tuesday. Here are DreZ and Big Nate. Round 1, fight.
I feel like we're really about to be playing a battle right now on some old school video games. It is Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six-Pack Store in downtown Blacksburg. And wouldn't you know it, we did last week, we did the collaborations with bands. Did you know that there are, I don't know if it's collaborations with video games, but there are some video game themed beers out there. And I did happen to find some, and I am super excited for them. What did you pop there? Let's go in kind of more chronological order, okay. I suppose.
So this is the Virtual Playground Imperial Dark Doppelbock. It's from Nost Brewing in collaboration with Ellipsis Brewing. And so Nost Brewing Project, not a whole lot of data exists.
Yeah, we were looking it up. I think it's some type of a gypsy brewer
That's exactly
situation.
what it sounds like.
And as for Ellipsis, they're down in Florida. So and they get around. I saw that but Nost did something with Ouzel Finch recently. So I do think that they're just hopping around. In fact, I can read their, like, they don't even have a website. I just found they have some social with 400 people like it. Sometimes the simplest of things are the most intricate, yet most familiar. Our motive with Nost Brewing Project is to return to the perfect and deceptively simple beer. Quality liquid, true to style, and without exorbitance.
And of course, with the video game theme, this definitely, like, very much so Galaga inspired label. And I like when they do this stuff. Like, I was always that nerd who, like, read all the album art, and you really get deep into those. Like, this is the guy who brought us bagels, but it lists the head brewer, Rachel Howard, right here on the front of the label, and I think more breweries should do that.
Credit where credit's due.
Or if you have a complaint, you know who to contact.
That too, I suppose.
We'll see how it goes, Rachel.
So for me, I just popped from Prison Pals, also out of Florida, Doral, Florida to be exact, Prison Pals Brewing, Mega Hazy, which if you are watching on the Facebook and or the YouTube, you can see we got a fun little Mega Man character on there, and it looks like he's shooting and battling little hops. Hops guys are like the evil bad guys in this one.
So like with this label, they definitely, like, skirted the line. You've got Space Invaders, you've got Galaga, but they're none of the direct sprites. That's pretty clearly Mega Man, and I'm wonder what Capcom would have to say.
But it's not exactly. I mean, you get the reference, but it's certainly not the exact Mega Man. I think with all of these, I don't think we have a proper collaboration. It's all just sort of, you know what they're getting at, but
skirting the line. It's the
that's just how it is with beer. I
mean,
mean,
generic brand Mega Man.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness, or just you get a cease and desist and you stop, but you take advantage and have a little fun while you can. So from Prison Pals, the Mega Hazy, it says right here, prepare to get hit by the sizzling citrus of aroma, cashmere, Citra Cryo, and Galaxy hops. They will leave impacts of melon, grapefruit, peach, melon. Well, they got melon on here twice.
It's really important.
That wasn't a dress misread. Impacts of melon, grapefruit, peach, melon again. Very important. Gooseberry, passion fruit, and leche on the tip of your tongue that will carry you through the ultimate Mega Hazy experience. It's coming in at 7%. Obviously, a hazy IPA. What was your style again? It's something like
an Imperial
Doppelbock?
Dark Doppelbock, and it's 9.6% ABV. I forgot to list that.
See, now, obviously, and I like that. That's a great style for that beer, because, Imperial, you think, kind of Star Wars battling, and dark, you also have that, and it's out in outer space. The can is dark, and let me see the beer. I'm assuming, is it dark in color as well? Oh yeah, that is pretty dark.
It looks like a cup of black coffee. And Doppelbocks, I mean, I feel like there's not enough. I mean, maybe I'm shopping at all the wrong places. I need to go to the cellar more, but I feel like there's not a lot of high ABV doppelbocks.
Yeah, I think that's one of those more a style that I feel like it's more European.
Yeah,
And most European
they just
beers don't get
cut
up
it
that
down.
high, it seems
and
to me.
it's perfect for that high ABV.
And how high is it again?
9.6%.
Oh yeah, that's starting with coming out swinging with the big boys. So, all right, well, I figured this might be one of those shows where we just go out on tangents because I feel like I could probably talk retro video games all day. I can't talk new video games. I don't play any. I don't have a whatever PlayStation 5. Is that the latest? I don't even know.
Sure.
I don't do any online gaming. I don't do any of that sort of stuff. I have the Nintendo 64 is the newest system I own. But as far as old school, I do have a Atari 2600, all
Ooh.
still fully functional. I have the original Nintendo, which while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and show off. I don't
Yeah.
have. I thought I might have had a shirt that would
If
be
you're
cool.
watching the video, these kicks are just
Boom. Oh no, is it in the frame? There we go. There we go.
there we
Boom.
go.
Bam, the original Nintendo. I guess they're not quite Chucks, but maybe knockoff Chucks or whatever, but
So
pretty sweet.
for my money, video gaming hit its peak with the Super Nintendo.
That is my
That
all-time
has
favorite.
all of my favorite games. I of course no longer own my Super Nintendo, but I do have a Nintendo Switch, and they
And you
have
can play and
so they have
get
a
all-
monthly subscription, and man, I've played through like my all-time favorite series was The Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah.
So like I have played through all of those games so many times. It's just one of those things like you can do it so passively. Like it's one of those things where you can kind of not necessarily commit, where I feel like with the modern systems, like everyone devotes so much time to it.
Well, and you're
I need to
talking-
be able to just kind of separate from reality for a little bit.
So you're talking Super Zelda, Legend of Zelda, because there was the Zelda games on the NES. I don't know if
Yeah,
you're
there were
the Switch. I don't know how it works. Like I have the original
Link's Awakening
systems
and Link to the Past.
Okay.
That's
because
one I have.
the Legend of Zelda is the regular NES, and then what do I feel like I have the Legend of Link to the Past. I have that for Super. I have my whole list of video games on here because if I'm ever out and about and oh, do I have that? I want to see if I get that. But yeah, the Super was the best in my personal opinion as well.
We also had that, and then like the real rise of Mega Man. You had Street Fighter 2.
Mega Man X was the Super, my first Mega
Yeah.
Man game for the Super, which was really good.
You had Street Fighter,
Mhm.
which apparently I didn't realize this. There was a Sega Genesis version of Street Fighter as well, which like actually featured real blood.
Oh,
Because
really?
that was Nintendo's big bugaboo, is there was no, you can't have blood on this. Like you ran into the same thing with Mortal Kombat, and
I feel like I
but
remember
Street
seeing
Fighter
blood
did
on.
not play as well
I
on the
definitely,
Sega.
I
as
have
it did.
played Super Nintendo games that have blood. Doom Troopers.
Doom was on there, yeah.
They have blood.
I think Doom was the one that caused them to change their rules.
Remember, and it would come and it'd be like a red cart.
Yeah.
That's how you knew it was. Oh,
Wolfenstein. That was another one.
I don't remember that one.
That's it's like Doom, but instead of aliens, you're fighting Nazis.
Okay,
At the end, you kill
That was
like,
on-
a
that was on
robotic
Super?
Hitler.
that was on Super.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's pretty. I might need to look that one up. So here's the other thing. Like, I mean, obviously I have the luxury of having the system and the cartridges all fully functional, fully clean. Did it myself. Great. But I know that they did, and I felt like it's kind of cheating, but at the same time, it's totally worth it because it's awesome. They were hard to get at first, but now you can get them for cheap. Like they had like the mini ones that just had all the games on there, like all 365 or whatever Nintendo games and the Super ones too. Little, I guess it's SNES Mini or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's called. And I did end up buying one of those, and they are super easy to hack and add extra things. Like I was playing at one point, for whatever reason, I was
Doesn't
playing
it already have all the games on there?
Well, yeah, but I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog on
Oh,
on
okay.
the
Well,
Super
then, yeah,
Nintendo.
that's pretty sweet.
Felt ridiculous. I was like, all right, we've gone too far. But yeah, and they're definitely appealing to that nostalgia. And I feel like there is a category of people like you and I who are now adults, grew up with it, and want to like kind of be able to go back and access all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and those that are, if you're into the retro gaming thing, you probably know. Obviously, you can look online and find them. You kind of, it's a bit of a roll of the dice whether or not, it's going to work. It'll say clean and tested. I basically got all my stuff off eBay, but there is that awesome uh store downtown Radford, Super Game Station. Yeah.
John.
Shout out to John. I mean, he's got everything, man. It's insane. If you're looking for a specific game, it might not be the cheapest around, but at least it's right there. You can get it that day. It's gonna work and be good. And it's a local business.
Not only does he like test everything to make sure it works, but like he also does repairs. So like sometimes he'll get stuff in and it's not necessarily functional, but he'll take whatever the trade value is and then he'll repair it and make it work. Like he's very committed and definitely takes it seriously. I actually interviewed him for one of the earlier BS's and
oh yeah, I remember that one.
Absolutely love John.
He's a character, person. That guy, man. He's into everything. It's pretty awesome. Watch him drive by and watch him play his didgeridoo or whatever he's up to. But yeah, man, it's awesome that it's right there in your backyard. So I know we were talking. Did you ever get into like the 2600, the Atari games?
No.
I mean, they're pretty basic. I mean, that's like you got the joystick and the button, or you got the paddle.
We had the ColecoVision.
Okay, Coleco. Jeez.
And like I got it to work, finally got it connected to the TV and about 10 minutes in, I was like, all right, well, this is just, I'm going to go play my Super Nintendo now.
It's one of those things where
I remember Pitfall. I played Pitfall
2.
I liked Pitfall.
Those ones were good. That was probably one of the heights of those games. They're very simple, but they can be addicting, I remember one of them that I liked was called Crackpot. And it's pretty simple. You remember that one? Okay. Yeah, that one's pretty. And of course, there's just, Pong if you're playing with somebody, but Breakout. I always liked Breakout. I remember Super Breakout, obviously, for a little bit later, but same premise of, trying to pop all the blocks and get the ball or whatever. Keep it going.
I mean, they were ahead of the trend with mobile gaming because that's a lot of like mobile games now. It's things like Breakout.
Or Snake.
Yeah, like
that was the original. That was on every phone, for forever. That was the game.
Snake and just kill time. It was a
on those old
Nokia.
Nokias, yeah. But yeah. So the 2600s, I rarely bust it out. Mainly that's one for if somebody a little older comes around, like, oh crap, you got the 2600, and then you gotta bust it out. And
what do you have for the 2600?
I can tell you exactly what I have. I got it. I mean, like I said, I got the whole list, man. It's long. Adventure. I got Asteroids. I'll go with the more bigger names. Battlezone, Bermuda Triangle, Boxing. That was a Breakout, of course. Bump and Jump, Centipede, Coconuts, Combat. That one's classic. Dig Dug. Dig Dug's good. Crackpots, we mentioned. Donkey Kong Jr., Gangster Alley, Junior Pac-Man, Kool-Aid Man, Kaboom. I got Midnight Magic, if you're looking for the little pinball. Mrs. Pac-Man, of course. Pac-Man, Pitfall 2, Pong Sports, Rampage, River Raid, Seahawk. That one's good. Shooting Gallery, Snoopy and the Red Baron, Space Invaders, of course. Spy Hunter, that one's classic. Super Breakout. That's the gist.
I
got more, but
blew my mind there. I didn't realize Dig Dug was that old.
Oh,
like
yeah,
I remember playing Dig Dug on like the original Game Boy, the big
Game Boy.
fat bulky
Yeah,
one.
I have it on.
And
the
that's
Game
where
Boy.
I played Dig Dug. I didn't know that like it goes all the way back to the 2600.
It's a lot tougher to play it on the 2600
I
because
couldn't believe it.
as you can imagine, the joystick might not be as responsive as a D-pad, if you will. But also for the NES, I mean, I could go through and list all my NES games. I think that's what I have the most of, believe it or not. But one of the things I'm super proud of, no pun intended, this is the NES, not super, but I have the pad for like the Olympic Games. Did you ever have, like, growing up, a buddy of mine had it, and we would play like, you're running and you do the hurdles and stuff, the long jump and whatnot. But
do you have the cartridge too?
Oh yeah.
How'd you come across that?
So eBay. I got it off.
I don't want to know what you paid, but it's worth a lot of money right now.
It's not the one that's worth a crap ton of money. It's not the Olympic whatever. I can't remember the game. I do have I feel like this is kind of cheating. I got Mega Man 6-in-1, where it's like all 6 in one cartridge, which obviously was made later, but
that's
kind of
like
cheating in my
Mario
mind,
All-Stars on SNES.
Yeah,
it had everything.
Well, but you had to get All-Stars. I mean, well, that's because that was a way to get it for the Super. That was actually, I think this one's like a bootleg that somebody just did that. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 arcade game, Teenage Mutant Turtles in Manhattan. Of course, you got to have Duck Hunt. Only works on the old school tube TVs though. Mario Brothers 2 and 3.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because the way the sensor works, but I never really thought about it.
World Class Track Meet. That's the one that I have. I don't have the Olympic or whatever. That because I think that's the most like valuable NES game or something. That's worth like thousands.
Insane, yeah. You don't have Friday the 13th?
Nope. Nope, don't have Friday the 13th.
All right, well that's a new mission. Is there like a like what's your favorite to play?
On which system?
Any. Like let's say
All-time
you had a real
game?
bad day. You want to go home and just unwind.
Well, my favorite game is the SNES. So, and probably my all-time favorite game for that might be Aladdin, man. Aladdin on the Super is such a good game. And I've like, that's probably the game that I've mastered. I remember playing it, and one of my buddies that was like into like kind of retro games and stuff too, like was just like, I figure we would do the usual, okay, I'll play this level, then you play the next level. And I went to hand it to him. He's like, oh, no, man, I just want to keep watching you play it. Like, I want to keep watching you and your masterfulness of it. Because, after a while, you just know all the secrets. It's kind of like, Donkey Kong. There's so many hidden secrets in Donkey Kong. And if you play with other people, you learn of ones you're like, oh my gosh, I've been playing this game for decades and I never knew about that one.
So Disney did something interesting with like all of their Super Nintendo games and possibly any other games they've done, but they made them like ridiculously difficult. So like Toy Story, the Toy Story game on Super Nintendo is one of the hardest games I've ever played. Lion King was similar.
Lion King was, to this day, I never did beat Lion King. It was difficult. It was fun, and it gets good. I got to the part where he went from a cub to a lion, but only a few levels past that, and I could just never get past it. The theory
behind it was it would keep children engaged and like invested in Disney. No, what happens is children get frustrated and stop playing it. Like I've never beat Toy Story. I've never beat the Lion King.
I've never played Toy Story.
I beat Hercules. That was ridiculous. That was a Game Boy game, but it was terrible strategy.
Yeah, well, but Aladdin wasn't too hard. I didn't think so.
I've never played through Aladdin.
Oh, we got to play Aladdin, bro. You got to come over.
I think so.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I'm out of beer. We can continue talking about video games in the next round because, believe it or not, yes, I have 2 more video game themed beers, one of which was the inspiration for this show because once I saw it, I was just like, I have to get this beer. I hope I can find 3 more that are video game themed, but either way, I'm getting this beer. So
we should probably rate these though.
Yeah, we should probably do that. Untap is how we like to rate our beers, which is what we're going to do right now. DreZ Drinks is my handle. Big Nate is across from me. Big Nate Danger on the Untapped. I'll go first. Mega Man, Mega Hazy from Prison Pals. Delicious beer. It went down so quick. Hazy IPA. It's up there is my all-time favorite style, and a good ABV too with it, 7%. Awesome theme. I really want to look into this brewery more. I don't know if I've ever had anything from Prison Pals, but the label's fantastic. Everything about it is just great. It's a 5. I would say it's easily a 5.
Well, there goes my thunder because I'm about to drop the same bomb. Nost Brewing Project, Ellipsis Brewing are really onto something here. And shout out to Rachel Howard, the head brewer.
Rachel.
Imperial Dark Doppelbock. You've got that 9.6% ABV. It's a perfect example of the style. It doesn't taste like super hot. It's the perfect Doppelbock.
And you got the extra ABV on it.
I'm going to be hard pressed to give any other Doppelbock a score this high. So 5.
Five. Easy, easy, easy. Hopefully, we continue that theme as we continue to drink old school retro video game themed beers on Brewsday Tuesday. We'll do another round of it coming up. Stick around.